Hey, Miranda Sullivan here, all things manifesting, working on the mental and emotional stuff that we need to change, heal, shift, the trauma, all that stuff. So you're in a better energy, so you're in a better space, and you can manifest more easily, right? Changing the programs, the belief systems, all of that. So if you like that kind of stuff, like, follow, and subscribe. Now, let's talk about when you make a decision of what it is that you want. Because yes, that's the first thing that we do in the manifesting process. And make sure to check out the video, the 7 steps to manifesting, is to first make the decision of what it is that we want, right? So the decision is behind everything, because so many people think that it's like putting up a vision board or writing it down in a journal, and not that all of that stuff isn't good. It is good. I have trained to hold it in my mind, because what we hold in our minds, and we know it to believe it to be true, and it's what we truly want, it has to manifest. It just has to manifest. So if you keep holding on to the vision. But what about the in-between? And this is where it can be challenging for people, and it's fallen in love with the in-between. When you know what it is that you know that you want, you go in and visualize what it is that you want every night. And of course, there's the Best Life meditation to check out for that if you want to use that. And I like to do it the Neville Goddard way, the end result of what it is that you desire. What would that look like, feel like, all of that. And then we don't call it waiting, because then it's like saying it's not there, because it is already there. The universe has already started working on it, and it's going to show up at the appropriate time. It's going to work exactly when it needs to work. And it's about falling in love with that time period, because 90 to 95% of the work is done behind the scenes. You know, yes, we get emotional about it. Yes, we think about it. We feel about it. We know what it is that we want. We get clearer and clearer on what it is that we want, or we just get really clear on the things that we know that we do want. And then we let it go, right? We allow the universe to bring it in, because it can never come in as good as it can come in. You can never create it the way that the creator creates it. Just like the story of, if you haven't heard this one yet, I took a picture back in probably 1998-ish, somewhere along in there, of a truck that I wanted. It wasn't the exact truck. It was a green Chevy Silverado, emerald green. It had beige interior. I told God, I said, I want it to have an extended cab, and it was a step side, but I wanted a regular bed in the truck. And I just let it go. It was in my heart. It stayed there. The next thing I knew, I used to go over and visit my dad. I walked in the garage, and the truck I wanted was sitting in his garage. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? My dad got my truck? And of course, now I look at those things as, okay, the manifestation's here, right? When you see something that somebody already has of something that you want, that means that yours is on the way, and it certainly did. I mean, I needed a vehicle. I kept looking. I had just a small S10 pickup, and we'd had a grandson by then, and my husband at the time had just a small extended cab pickup, and we needed another vehicle, and I kept looking. Nothing would work out. Nothing would work out. Nothing would work out. And the next thing I knew, my father had a heart attack, and we were able to say goodbye to him. He hung around for about 3 days. We were able to say goodbyes, and then I had the appointment to take a picture of that truck. And I knew right then that there was 2 trucks, because there was a Ford and a Chevy. And I knew right then that I needed to call my stepmother, I guess she was. We didn't end up being very close. But I knew that I needed to call her and say, I don't want you to sell that truck. I want to buy it. And she said she couldn't give it to me. I said, I wasn't looking at you giving it to me. I just want that truck. And I got the loan for it, and it came through with ease and grace. And I actually went through a lot of hard times after that, and that truck kept me going throughout many, 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 many years. And I could have never planned that any better. I could have never planned it any better. So when you feel like you want to make something happen, just pay attention to that inner voice. Just pay attention to that inner voice. There was another one. I wanted this kid to sing on my album, and the logical thing was to go to his school and give a note and say, hey, I'd love to talk to your kid. I got this little nudge saying, nope, not right now. I ended up working at his church, ended up going and working on this specific Sunday at his church in the class that he goes to, and God brought him right to me. So, anyhow, be happy, be joyful, have that wonderful expectation of it's coming. It's working out, because everything is always working out for you. In the in-between, you can just say, it's coming. It's coming. I know it's going to come at the right and perfect time, and it can't come any better for me. So love y'all. If you got any questions, go in and put a comment, and I'm happy to answer. And we love y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye.